Welcome to episode 4 of the In the Bank podcast, featuring your two hosts, Jackson and myself, Rohan. It's December 31st, the new year. A lot more fat people will be in the gym starting Tuesday, just the January 3rd. Jackson, how are you doing today?
I'm good, man. I'm one of those fatties, I guess. Like I got a whole new workout program I'm gonna do. It's not like I haven't been working out, but I'm actually a New Year's resolution guy. Like I think I simultaneously make fun of those people and then also do it. You know what I mean?
How many years in a row have you said, I want to go to the gym for New Year's, I want to go to the gym for New Year's, I want to go to the gym? Where are you?
I don't know. Well, so the gym's never been a big thing for me because like I was an athlete in college. Like I did a sport, so like I had to work out like twice a day. And then I've been out of school for a couple of years, and now like I've still been eating like athlete food. You know what I mean? So like a bunch of food per day, but I haven't been working out twice per day. So I've been slowly gaining weight to the point where I'm now like, all right, I'm at the point where it's like you make a decision. Like, are you going to keep getting fatter, or are you going to like fix that shit? You know what I mean? I'm at like an inflection point in my life. Like, am I going to become like that washed, like fat ass who's like, oh, when I was younger, I used to be like this, or am I going to like actually get my shit together? So we'll see how it goes. I have no idea what's going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, you'd be perfect with if you keep on eating and you stop working out. You'd actually probably be perfect for a Playboy magazine cover, right? Remember, or Sports Illustrated. They do love their fat people. They do love fat.
Yeah,
people.
I mean all of them now. Did you see there was a Down syndrome person on Victoria's Secret too? Did you see that?
Really? No.
Oh yeah. I'll give it a goog. It's wild. I don't know. It was Victoria's Secret or one of those. Like, it was one of those. I think it's a Down syndrome Victoria's Secret model, though. I'm like 90% sure it's Victoria's Secret. If it's not Victoria's Secret, it's one of those things like that. But she goes on there and she's downy, and she actually.
That's crazy. That's crazy, bro. No, stop it.
You've seen worse. You've seen worse at the bar. I'll tell you that.
I kind of feel for the guy who every single week, he's living in his own trash. He's hoarding. He's probably in his 40s, still a virgin, and every single week he only gets enough change for his weekly subscription of his Victoria's Secret magazine for his weekly wank, right? And he pulls up the new issue, and it's just someone with fucking Down syndrome. He's been doing it since the early 2000s. There's a bunch of fat chicks and. Now it's people with Down syndrome. That's a tough look, bro.
Listen, that would suck, but hear me out here, okay? So, like, you said you've been doing that since the early 2000s. At least it's a change of pace, right? It's like,
bro,
it's something new today.
This
guy, though. This guy. You know what I mean? He's like, oh, well, shit. And it's probably more his speed. Like, I feel like the people he's running into more are like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude,
or they become like that through use of meth constantly.
Yeah, bro. I mean, okay, there's kind of been this fat woman revolution. It's actually kind of slowed down a little bit. I thought, like, when feminism and all that shit, like the slut walk and all that was at its peak, that's when we were really seeing it was like fat bitch galore everywhere, right? We saw you saw fat mannequins like that. That was some crazy shit. I know Bill Burr hates fat people. He had a whole little bit on it. The gross thing, right, was if we want to talk about how horny dudes get. When we did stand up this weekend, there's that one chick we both know who we're talking about who just reads off dad jokes. She said some line like, even when she was homeless, guys still wanted to fuck her. That was scarring. And open mics are horrible, but that to me was disgusting.
Well, yeah, sometimes open mics are fun, right? Because you get people like us up there who don't know what the fuck they're doing, right? And sometimes just shit comes out, you know what I mean? Because you get up there, and I don't know about you, but I get up there, I get nervous, right? And so, like, shit starts coming out of my mouth that I did not plan to come out of my mouth, right? And I think that was one of those for her because, listen, if I wouldn't be advertising that, A, I was homeless, and B, I was a homeless like hooker. Like I was fucking for money while I was homeless. Like that's.
There's no way guys were paying for that, bro. That was a big old girl, bro.
I mean, like throw a 5. You know what I mean? Like she's homeless. It's not like she's asking for much. It's not. I mean, she's not like an escort. You know what I'm saying? She's like a homeless. You know. I think you'd be like. There's some weird dudes out there. You know what I mean? As much as we like to, talk about women on this thing, there's some weird dudes out there too who would like. Definitely throw $5 at anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah, even
like the
when
dudes
I
you never see, like the ones who work in
yeah.
IT, and like live on YouTube and live on fucking Reddit and shit. Like those are some weird fuckers, and they need to get laid too. So, I think that's what they do.
Yeah, when I did my when I did my brothel bit at the when we performed on Wednesday, I did my brothel bit. I asked everybody who's been into a brothel. One guy's like, "Yeah, I went to one in fucking Thailand." I'm like, "Bro, you got hoodwinked, bro. You got bamboozled, right? Like you. Not all of those are probably females, bro. There was probably a lot of cock and like a lot of sliced off cock in that room."
Yeah, well, I think that's part of the experience when you go to Thailand, right? That guy, and I think it's more okay if you're doing it in Thailand. You know what I mean? It's like part of the, hey, we're all going to go and have sex with a used-to-be guy. You know what I mean?
I couldn't do that. Fuck that. That's disgusting, bro. Hell no.
That's why I'm not. Bro. That's why I'm never going to Thailand because like
I've been to Thailand.
Part of the. How old were you?
I was in 8th or 9th grade when I went to Thailand. I saw a drag
for them.
Oh yeah, probably, of course. I saw a drag show when I was there. I channeled my inner Dave Chappelle following that moment. That was one of the weirdest things I ever saw. Listen, I'm cool with people doing whatever they want to feel happy. So from my understanding, that a lot of that drag shows, these people, they're not actually transgender. They just like dressing up as women and like putting makeup on and shit for the sake of the show, right? Or are they actually transgender?
So, listen, I am the last human being on Earth who you should ask about this because I don't know anything about it. Because, and here's the reason I don't know shit about it, is because and this is going to sound, bad, but those people terrify the shit out of me. Like if I'm walking around, and I like we went to that bar one time and it was like a drag bar. Like I kept a wide berth, and it's not a rational fear. I recognize that. Like these people aren't going to hurt me. I understand. But I don't know. I went to fucking private school. I'm a white kid. Like I just have never been around this shit in my life. And it's like, it's a lot. It's a lot for me to take in. You know what I mean? And it's fucking terrifying. These people scare the shit out of me.
Yeah, and it's not.
And I think
let me clarify
I think
that.
That's what they're going for.
Yeah, let me clarify that. So it's not transgender people that scare you. It's just like these drag shows with like the super super inflated, like the super plastic tits, the super huge, like the very plasticky people. Let's clarify that.
It's like a clown thing because they put so much makeup on, you know what I mean? And like they like contort their face and sort of like it's like I'm scared of clowns too. Like and I'm not, I'm not saying they're clowns, like, but it's fucking it's the same. Yeah, it triggers the same fear response in my body. Like I don't have a control. Like I know that these are human beings and like they're good. Like there's nothing wrong with them probably, right? This is what they do for fun. But what they do for fun scares the living shit out of me.
Yeah, when I went to Thailand, bro, I still remember I saw a lady boy, and I've never seen tits so big in my life.
Mm-hmm.
These were like yoga balls, 2 big old yoga balls. Now I'm in 8th or 9th grade. I'm curious, how do you motorboat that?
Mm-hmm.
Right? These were like
natural.
How does your back sustain like such big fucking jugs, Like it was just so gross, and Like, imagine like you're 80, you have to live with that shit. Like she was probably in her 40s or 50s. You're 80, you got to live with that shit. You got at some point they're gonna explode, right?
Well, do they grow?
The fake tits.
How old was this individual?
Dude, it was so long ago, probably.
Well, dude, my
Like
bit
30, 40,
this is actually
maybe?
a true. Okay, this is actually a true story. Like, so the bit I did this week, it's a new bit. But when I was in high school, I had to fish someone's fake titty out of the lazy river, like with the people I worked with. That was a true story.
Wait, her tit exploded in the pool?
No, it slipped out. It was like a fresh surgery, and it slipped out of her. And so one of her titties, like, because it was like the stitches on the surgery, like she had just had it, and she got in the water and didn't know, like, you weren't supposed to do that, or like forgot or wasn't thinking or whatever. And so one of them, and it just slid out, and like, so she comes up to us, and she's got like her titties are like this, like it's one's out here, one's back here, and she's like, "Hey, you need to find my implant. That thing's worth like $7,000 or whatever, like a piece of plastic."
Was there? Must be
I think she went and had them put it back.
Do you guys find it?
What was the question?
Do you guys find
so
it?
what we had to do. Yeah, I guess you weren't listening to my fucking bit, but what we had to do was lock
Asking for
up
the podcast.
what we had to do is lock up arms like a penalty kick in soccer, right? And so we were standing there in the water because like it's clear, right? You can't see it, and it's floating around the lazy river. It's like taking it around, and so we had to like sort of make a wall, and then just like play Russian roulette with it as it like came through. You know what I mean? And then wait for it to hit one of us, and then we'd try to catch it like through the water. It came around like 3 times before we finally like got it. You know what I mean?
How big was the titty?
You could carry it with one hand, you know. So like I brought it to the lady, and so I had it in one hand, and it was kind of like seeping over the sides of my hand.
Oh, okay. So
The one that was still in was pretty large. Yeah, the one that was still in was pretty large. Like she went for it.
How old was she?
It was hard to tell, but I got like a late 40s vibe from her. She was a mother. She had kids there. Yeah.
You can't. Yeah, that's on her. That's tough.
It's a tough one. You know what I saw, and it was like a brand new thing too. She said that the surgery just happened. So she went and splurged on this thing, and like one of them fell out. But the one that didn't, it was weird because like the original thing was kind of still there, so it was like a little bit bigger than a man's pec. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But then on top of it was like all this skin, kind of like it looked like a empty water balloon, like drooping.
Yeah,
it was pretty gnarly.
But how stupid do you gotta be to go into a fucking lazy river where the current is pretty high, your stitches are pretty fresh, and you got some fake titties in? Dude, that's disgusting, bro.
Mm-hmm.
You get any updates on what happened to her after or no?
No. We never found out about her. There's a lot of stories from that job, actually. There's a lot of just like weird one-offs like that, but that's one that definitely stuck out a little bit. She was so nice too. She like came up, she's like literally bleeding out of it, you know, because it was like an open wound, and she's like bleeding down her side. I was like, hey, like, could you guys help me with something? Like, and we're all freaking out because it was just me and a bunch of dudes, right? We're just like, oh my God, what's going on? She's like, it's okay. She was so nice. Such a nice lady.
It's like take off the bra. I need to see how big they are to compare the flat one versus the.
Dude, well, it was the regular one that still was in there was normal, and then like the messed up one, it was like the water balloon was like heaping over the side of the thing, like she couldn't keep it in the cup. You know what I mean? It was really, it must have been very embarrassing. I feel really bad for her, but fucking
stupid
it was pretty
games.
funny too.
Yeah. Speaking of stand up, so I know we haven't talked about this kind of much on our podcast for our 2 listeners, and both of them would probably just me checking the audio anyway.
Yep.
We do stand up quite a bit, especially in the new year. We're going to be doing it a lot more, so make sure you guys follow all of our normal socials for that. We're going to post all of our clips, but we kind of alluded to it earlier also in the last week's episode. There are a lot of horror stories when you go into an open mic. 9 times out of 10, you're just kind of sitting there going through people bombing, set after set after set. Now, we've bombed before. I had a good week last week. We've had our goods, our highs, and our lows. This was the 3rd week in a row. At one of these open mics, I have been either hit on by another dude, or someone has thought I was gay. What do I do? Because, like, what is it? You know?
I think you've got a couple things going on at the same time, right? And it's created this perfect storm. I think one of the funniest moments I've had. So here's what I'll tell you why I'm telling this story, right? But one of the funniest moments I've had at these mics, right, is when so I think, listen, and I'm going to put words in your mouth here. Feel free to shoot me down, but I get the vibe, similar to how drag people scare the shit out of me, I get the vibe that gay people have a similar effect on you. Probably not as great, right? Like you're obviously chilling, but you do like sort of get just a little bit tense. Am I wrong here?
Bro, when I get hit on by a dude, listen, it's a compliment the first time, but after the 4th, the 2nd, 3rd, bro, I get a little tense, all right? It's like, bro, like, go back to your set.
So here's why I'm saying that, right? Is I think, first of all, you're a good-looking young man. You know what I mean? You're 22 years old. You got a clean beard. You got your haircut going on. You got some nice, bone structure in your face, right? You're in good shape. You're a good-looking guy. You know what I'm saying? I think that's part of it, probably. I think you've got sort of like a
yeah, but it's not bitches. It's not bitches. That's the problem.
Well, so here's the thing that I do know for a fact, because I feel like I'm talking about my black friends right now, but I've had some gay friends, you know what I mean? And they are way more just like, they fuck and they're like, hey, you want to fuck? Like, it's because it's 2 guys, you know what I mean? Usually, like, when it's a guy and a girl, it's like the guy's like, hey, and you have to be like, sneaky, or not sneaky, but like creative and put like forth effort and like really show that you're there. But if it's 2 guys, like, guys are just fucking horny, right? So it's like, let's just do this thing. You know what I mean? So I think it's a lot more forward, which is cool. I'm jealous of how much sex gay people have, honestly. But so I think that's part of what's going on. And I think part of what's going on too is we're going to like open mic comedies, right? So it's like these people are comedians or want to be comedians like we are. Like, they like to make people a little bit uncomfortable. And so I think they see you, they go, hey, and I think they can read and sense that like you're going to be like, like, I don't want to get hit on by these guys. And then they see that they're right, and then they just go in on you. You know what I mean? I think that's what's happening.
I think the worst one. This was the worst. This is the first time I've, out of all of them, this is like probably the worst bomb I've ever had, right? I literally performed this bit like once or twice. Or let me backtrack. So this was my worst ever bomb. I have already performed this bit 2 times, once or twice the week prior. So I was very comfortable with it. It was like my abortion bit. So we're in the club. We're like the last ones to go. And there's maybe like 3 or 4 people left, and this gay black guy I'm not going to mention his name. He was funny. I thought he was actually really funny. Just
He
because
was
the
a very
crowd,
funny guy.
I mean, the crowd was just so dead at this point. Everyone was gone, right? Everyone was on to the next club. Like the vibes in the room weren't just great, right? I mean, I was pretty tired. I maybe have a resting bitch face or whatever you want to call it. But he started looking at me through the whole show, all right, or through his whole bit. All right, and then he said something along the lines of, "Are you bored right now?" I'm like, "I'm just tired." We came back from work. First of all, unlike internet people, we actually have a fucking job. We came back from work. We're exhausted, and I'm just waiting for my fucking turn, right? Because I'm like the second to last one. And he says, "Why don't I take you home?" He says something like these lines of, I don't remember what he said before. He's like, "Let me. How about I take you home after the show and we have a good time?" And I just was like, I'm not gonna even play along with
It was
this,
a
bro.
firm.
Yeah, like I'm not gonna
It was
even
a
play
firm
along.
proposition. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was. I was cracking up.
Yeah, I know you were. I know because it wasn't you. You weren't the one being harassed, right? I
would
was
have thought it was funny anyway.
well, see, I was
Because
not
it's
rocking
you.
with it.
Because because it's you, it was way funnier. Because I knew you're like, oh fuck, not again.
So at this point, I'm like, all right, I'm not playing with this shit, bro. Like, whatever. I said no.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's time to go for my bit. All right, and I'm gonna put an overlay of what I'm talking about. So even though there was nobody in the crowd, I still wanted to just go practice it and maybe kind of try to do some things with the bit. But this fucking guy, first of all, so I set up my tripod. This guy gets his shit all the way from the back. Nobody's sitting in the front row. And he comes and he's just staring right at me. He's right in the front row. First of all, he's blocking my fucking tripod thing now. So I had to fucking zoom in and edit him out. I'll post that clip over this. But he there like and then at one point, right, like this guy was just, I was already so uncomfortable and already so tensed up from this fucking dude hitting on me and talking about me for like 2 or 3 minutes of his set, and then he turned the microphone off right before I went, right, that I just bombed. I just completely froze. I'd done this bit like 1,000 times in my head. We did it like 2 times the previous week. I just completely froze, and that was my worst bomb ever. Luckily, there was only 3 people in there, 2 of them being comedians, and I remember that one guy. He still found it funny, right, for some fucking reason. But that was my worst bomb. And then the next week, I got hit on again, and then on fucking Wednesday, I didn't get hit on. But he actually said it to both of us. Are you guys fucking dating? But he asked me the question, are you guys a couple?
Mm-hmm.
All right. I ain't. You know what I mean? I don't think I dress like crazy. I just wear like hoodies and jeans, right? I don't know, bro. It's. I don't know. Maybe I should start showing up with a Confederate flag to these things, bro. It's crazy out here.
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend that because I don't think a lot of the a lot of these mics I think would not let you go up if you came in. They would, that you wouldn't get any laughs. It feels like at least the comedy scene out here where we've been going is kind of left leaning, which is fine. I don't vote, so I don't have an opinion. But what I do think is I think you need to you do need to have, I would say I'd wear like
my jeans aren't even that skinny, bro. I don't wear skinny jeans.
No.
I don't wear
what shoes do you wear?
I wear like Vans, just normal fucking Vans. Or like Adidas. Yeah. Like I don't wear nothing. I wear like a hoodie like this every single time. I wear like a baseball cap half the time. I'm not doing nothing to like invite people, bro.
Mm-hmm. Maybe you're just, I don't know, maybe it's just being a handsome man, or you're just a handsome Dan, dude.
I don't know. I've seen when I remember
what
during
would really help, I think.
Huh?
Is like if you shaved like a couple lines in your eyebrows. If you did that, I think I think that would help a ton.
All right, I might gotta do that, bro. I think I might gotta do that. You know, during during the pandemic, I so I was swiping on Tinder one time, and only females. Like I said, dude, I saw fucking James Charles Tinder profile, and it was hilarious because I think at the time he had like a bunch of allegations that he only liked to date straight, and it was like verified. It was real. Like he had his Instagram and shit all linked and stuff like that. Um, I would never fuck a dude, right? That's not happening. But I would like pretend to be gay, like not. You know how it's like they'll get into pretend to be gay to get into the sleepover, like. Like, to what extent, how gay would you act for, like, James Charles to, like, start buying you a car? You know what I mean? Like, I didn't have a car at this point, right? This was, like, 3 years ago. I had zero money in my bank account, right? Like, I was, like, thinking, yo, what if I just gave him a super like, right? What if I just gave this guy a super like?
But you understand what you would have to do. Like, you're not just going to get the car. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. To what extent
Like,
would
you
you
can't.
go, right? Like, I'd hold his hand, like, watching a movie at his house.
Yeah, that's not gonna.
For a car?
It's what happens after the movie that's gonna get you the car. It's what happens after. Like, my answer to your question is not enough. I'm not willing to do enough to get the car. You know what I mean?
Like, how about, like, $100 Amazon gift card?
I don't know. I'd hang out. You know. I mean, I'd like.
Like, would you let him grab your ass?
You know what I'd let him do?
But
No, but you know what I'd let him do? Give me a massage.
nah, that's wild, son. I couldn't do that. Fuck that. That's gayer than getting kissed by him.
Paid, dude. Get
That's gayer than getting
listen,
kissed.
Listen.
That's gayer than getting kissed by him.
Listen. Hear me out. Hear me
A
out.
full
Hear me
body.
out. Hear me out.
A full body.
Hear me out, dude. Hear me out. Okay. Listen. When you go to PT a lot, you get massages. You got a shoulder thing. How much does it cost to go get a massage?
Like how long? Like an hour? Like six? I don't know. Like $100 maybe.
Yeah, per hour.
Maybe like $100. Like 80 to 100.
So you get paid a $100 Amazon gift card. That is a $200 swing, and you still get massaged, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're telling me you wouldn't get paid $100 to
Not by James Charles.
do what you're going to do already, and it's a
No.
Maybe not James Charles, but like
No. I'm not getting a massage.
Yeah, like a gay, just any random gay dude.
If it's a gay dude and he's not
Easy.
attracted, actually, I'm not even getting a massage by a man. Hold up, let me rewind that. I'm not getting a massage by a guy. That's not happening.
Why not?
No,
Why
bro.
not?
And I don't go in a massage.
Why not?
Listen, no, it's just no. First of all, I'm scarred from all the dudes hitting on me. I don't go into these massages like Deshaun Watson wanting it to be sexual. I don't think about it being sexual. The person who massages me, she's a female. When I go to physical therapy, it's not really a massage at physical therapy. I don't even know why I brought that up. But when I go to get a proper massage, right, the person massages me. It's not. I don't feel anything, right? I'm not trying to make it like I'm actually there because I have a shit shoulder and regardless, I'm not getting rubbed down by a man. That's not happening. And I'm not homophobic. I'm LGBTQ plus whatever the hell that is. Right? I'm pro them. Right? I don't know if I'd go to a protest, but I'd maybe post something on Instagram for them. It's not happening. It's just sus, right? I'd rather kiss a guy for like a peck on the lips for $100 and get a 1 hour massage by a guy for $100.
Listen, okay. So you go in and you say, so you said, which is cappuccino, by the way, fucking caps for sale. that you go into a massage with a lady and you're not thinking about it at all, right?
No.
So I'm not saying you're doing anything wrong. You're a good, upstanding citizen. You're no Deshaun Watson, right? You're no Robert Kraft. I understand. You're a good guy. But me, from my experience, I don't do anything either. Even if I wanted to, I wouldn't know how to pull that shit off. Like, go in, like, slide the towel off and, like, just you're fucking pitching a tent or pitch a tent on a tiny little towel, right? I don't know how you make it happen, right? But what I will tell you is every time I go in and I get massaged by a girl, I can't even relax. All I'm thinking about is, God, like, is she going to... It's all I can think about. I can't even relax. I can't even get a good massage. You go in with a guy, that's not even on the table. It's just a business transaction. Hey, here's your money. Rub me down. Make me feel nice. I might even fall asleep, right? That's how loosey-goosey I would be, as opposed to just the tension of like, oh, is she going to touch it? Is she going to touch it the whole time? We both know she's not, right?
Yeah, bro.
But I have to think about it.
All right, that's a valid point. But for me, right, I'm the other way where it's like, all right, I don't want this fucking, this guy. Remember, this is a lot of times when I see male masseuses, right, sometimes they're like 50, right? I don't want a guy who chose his career path to be massaging men, right? Because girls are not probably going to be getting massaged by men unless they're like really fat, right? To be rubbing me down. That's not happening, buddy. Ain't no way. All right, I don't want him to get any ideas. I don't want him to, start looking at my piece. All right, not happening. I can't do
it. Listen. You say you wouldn't want a 50-year-old man to massage. Have you seen The Sopranos?
I've heard of it. I haven't seen it now.
Okay. Great fucking show. You should watch it. Anyone who's watching, if you haven't seen The Sopranos, it's worth your time. Maybe the best show I've ever seen. Top 3, easy, okay? In that show, there's a guy who went to jail for like 20 fucking years for doing mob shit, right? It's a show about the mafia. So he was doing mob shit, went to jail for a long fucking time, and the whole time he's in jail, he is studying to become a masseuse, right? He gets out of jail. He's like, listen, I'm going to go legit. I don't want to get back in the mob. I don't want any money from my mob cousin. Respect to him so I don't get killed, right? But it's like, I want to go legit. I want to go clean, right? He opens a business, starts giving massages to people, and he's so dedicated to the craft, right? Like the happiest scene I've seen in that movie is when he passes the test to become a masseuse. Scene in that show. It's literally like, I'm like, yes, let's fucking go. He's got his shit together. This is awesome. And I'm not going to spoil it for you, but he fucks it up pretty fast. But it's like, that's who I would want giving me a massage, like a man who is dedicated to the craft. Like, I've spent 20 years in the can, like fucking rubbing down convicts, like using them for practice. Like, this guy has been preparing his whole life for this. A man he's dedicated. Like the classic, like men are obsessed with things, right? Like we get like fucking weird obsessions. I want the guy rubbing me down who has the weird obsession about massages, because he's also got that old man strength, right? In his fingers and his hands. He's going to get in there and fucking get those kinks out. Dude, the more we talk about this, the more I am pro get massaged by a guy. If you're not getting massaged by a guy, I don't know what the fuck you're doing.
Do you think Deshaun Watson is getting massages by strictly men now? What do you think his rehab plan is?
No, he's a fucking creep, so he's probably getting it from chicks still.
There's no way the Browns are letting him getting massages from chicks.
Dude, they're paying him $50 million guaranteed a year. He owns them. He could literally be like, here's what's happening, okay? He's like, listen, I have a thing that I need to get done. If you don't make it happen for me in a way that's not going to get you guys in trouble, I'm going to do it anyway. You still owe me $250 million guaranteed. So if I get kicked out of the league for doing this again, you still owe me the fucking money. He has them by the cojones, dude. They are fucked. So they are setting this up for him. They're lining them up. He doesn't have to do shit now. He just gets down from practice, goes into his private room. Someone's waiting for him.
Dude, Deshaun could have easily avoided all. First of all, Deshaun's biggest mistake with this whole massage situation was going on Instagram and asking for massages. If he wanted a hand job after a massage, he could have easily went to one of those Asian massage parlors where it's like $200 for a hand job and $50 for spit, you know. But this guy had to fucking get the unlicensed massage therapist, the Craigslist ones, right? And dude, have you like, dude's a fucking like that's a weirdo. Like Deshaun's a weirdo, bro. Like he's a dude I would be uncomfortable with in the locker room, you know.
No, that's a real thing. Like, I'm trying to think of a story that applies.
Do you think the Browns are just giving him Asian massage, like Asian like masseuses, just lining those up, right? It's like, all right, we get it. You're a fucking freak. We're gonna keep you off IG, and we're gonna get you the brothel girls.
Listen, they know he's a freak, right? But I think part of the game is like he's a creep, right? And I think part of the thing he probably likes is like the hunt, right? Yeah. And like being like the powerful one. You know what I mean? So I think they have to set it up in a way where he thinks like he's, you know, like if they're just lining up for him, it's not fun for him anymore, and he's gonna go do some other weird shit.
It's like,
you know
it's like
they
a
have to be
scavenger
really
hunt. Like they have like a little brochure and they're giving him steps on how to find her and shit.
Yeah. Well, that's, you know what it's like though, is like, so when I was in college, there weren't a lot of fraternities. A small school, like 5,000 kids went there, right? So it's not tiny, but it's pretty fucking tiny, right? So there's not a lot of fraternities. There's probably like 4 or 5 big ones, right? But one of them was pretty popular, and they got accused of, it was never proven, similar to the Deshaun Watson situation, right? Where it's like, you know, proven innocent or whatever, but like in quotes, no one really believes it, right? Where like they were slipping stuff in girls' drinks at their parties at their house, you know what I mean? And but it made it so much weirder because like you'd see those guys on campus, right? Like you knew who they were, you know what I mean? And like I was friends with a couple of them at first, and I didn't know. And then like you hear that, and you're like, "Ooh, I don't want to talk to these guys anymore." No one went to their house anymore. It makes it awkward, right? So you would think in an NFL locker room with all these grown men, you know, who I'm sure are mostly good people, right? They read the news. They're not fucking stupid. It's like, oh, Deshaun's my quarterback. I don't know. I feel like it's going to be hard. It's probably already hard to get free agents to go to fucking Cleveland. But now it's like, I wouldn't want to be there.
Yeah, look, I don't know.
Because imagine you win a Super Bowl, right, with Deshaun Watson, and there's just that shot of him holding the trophy there with a big smile on his face. Like, that's fucked up.
Yeah, Deshaun's a freak, man. I still think. I want to get back to that though. Just you know, what is his game plan? Because the Browns did kind of. It's not a sports podcast by no means, but the Browns did kind of say that they wanted to put him in the right direction. That he's like doing like therapy or something like that. Yeah. Do you think, like I said, do you think Deshaun wants to get massaged by guys now? Kind of going back to your point, like, or is he just too far gone? Like, because if you're saying the massage is that great, right? I think they're only letting him get rubbed down by guys, and maybe he's not even getting massages anymore.
Does Deshaun only want to get massaged by guys now? I think probably. So usually, right? So let's say I'm going to make an assumption here, right? But like with addiction, right? Let's say this guy's like a sex addict or whatever, right? Which is a big assumption, but let's say he is, right? Usually the first step is being like, "Hey, I have a problem," right? Like you can't. It's like proven, like in the scientific literature, that like for these people to get over whatever addiction they have, like the first step is acknowledging that there's an issue, right? And so, like for him, he's not allowed to do that. I don't think he would. I don't think he wants to, right? But he's not. He can't do that, and so I think it's just going to keep becoming a problem. I think in like 3 years, this whole thing's going to blow up again. It's going to be worse. It's going to have escalated, right? So instead of like soliciting massage people and offering them money to like, it's just going to be like, he's got a fucking bunch of people in his basement like tied to the radiator. You know what I mean? And they got like fucking bloody knees and elbows and shit. They haven't eaten in weeks. Like there's like bodies and shit. Like I don't think it's gonna be good for him. Really
Have you seen the alleged rumor? I was watching this video yesterday. Have you seen the alleged rumor that like Brendan Schwab like loves Asian massage parlors too, bro?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, so I don't know if this is true.
I'm just thinking
This is
about
all
that.
alleged. I was watching a YouTube video today of like the biggest L's of the year, and obviously Brendan Schwab, he had a horrible 2022. There is this post, and like I said, this is all alleged, so it's probably fake. So Brendan Schwab, I know Brendan Schwab loves going on the internet and taking down videos allegedly of people when they talk shit about him. So regardless of channel size, that he was going to that Brendan Schwab was going to these like Asian massage parlors like damn near like 5 times a day. I saw that in something. That's crazy to me. Right? That's a lot of fucking hand jobs, bro.
5?
Yeah, that's what the article said.
Did
Yeah,
you say
5.
5?
Dude, I don't have stamina after like 3. Like 5, bro?
So, listen. I think so. We talked a lot about Brendan Shaw last time. I think 5 is a lot. Okay. I don't know if he's doing that. If he is, as long as it's consenting adults.
Yeah, it's not like rapey or anything like that. It's like he's going to a place. It's like $200, add a little bit, spit for 50. It's a proper thing. He just likes going there a lot.
He's more of a Robert Kraft than a
yeah.
Deshaun
Robert,
Watson.
like I said, it's legal. Okay. It's like he's not. It's clean.
So, follow-up question. Remember, like, when you're however old, right, and you first discover the glory of rubbing your own thing, you know what I mean? And just, like, how you're like, wow, I can do this? Holy shit. And you just go fucking crazy. 5 a day, like, that's those kind of numbers. You know what I mean? Like, that's when you're literally raging with hormones. You got acne all over your face, and you're just, like, literally all you can think about is fucking tits. You know what I mean? Like, that's... So I don't know how old he's probably in his 40s by now, right? He was in MMA for a while,
late 30s maybe
late 30s. He's probably on TRT then, right? Like there's no way like a 38-year-old man is busting 5 nuts a day like regularly.
Yeah, that shit got to be fake as fuck. I'm thinking about like he's married, has kids. I mean, there's been like obviously Bobby Lee's fucking whore ex-girl. I don't know if they're dating Kalaya, right? The one who like said she like may have fucked her cousin or like
they're
not
together
okay, yeah, good.
God.
But
she sucks.
like she like kind of made I think it was like a year ago, like when she kind of made the assumption that like Brendan Schwab was like trying to hit her up and stuff like that. I mean, she's kind of also made the assumption or like the thing that Brendan Schwab is like super horny, right?
Yeah,
dude, what a horrible year for this guy, man. I feel so bad for him, dude. I feel so bad for this fucker, bro.
Yeah, man.
I feel really bad for Brendan Schwab.
I do too. I think he just had a rough year, you know, and maybe that's why he's going to these things, right? Like, he's so fucking stressed out. He's like, God, everyone hates my special. Fucking this bitch is saying I'm doing this shit.
We got to rub and tug.
Like, just fucking, I got to get this energy out of me. You know what I mean? I got to get it out.
That's why he's going 5 times a day. For every time he reads a mean comment about Gringo Poppy, he just gets another hand job.
Yeah, man. No shit.
Yeah.
Have you seen? This is completely unrelated, but I just like thinking about people talking shit. Have you seen Akash Singh? Where I saw it on was one of his social medias, but like he went to the show, and there was this gay couple in the front row, and one of them was British, and he just like took like 10 minutes to fucking. I just saw that for the first time the other day, and I was like, "Holy shit! What did this guy do?"
Dude, that was funny, man. The Brits are some fucking uptight people, dude. They're some uptight fucking people.
This one was, dude, listen, if it was us, you know what I mean? And that guy, did you see the face he was making? You know what I mean? Like, he's sitting there and he's going, like, that would piss me off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, especially, like, if you're going to go, I get it. Like, it's on the comedian to make the guy laugh, right? I get that, right? But if you go to see someone who is, I would say, like, a top-tier comedian, right?
Yeah,
Akash is very good. He's definitely in, like, the most successful tier of comedians. Maybe, I mean, it depends how much you want to break it down. Like, he's not, like, Chappelle or Bill Burr, whatever, right? He's super good, super successful, up-and-comer, whatever, right? You're going to pay money to go see a guy like that. You know he's a crowd work guy, right? I would assume you know he's a crowd work guy if you're familiar with him, or at least he does. Or just you're going to a comedy show, there's going to be some fucking crowd work, especially if you are not only in the front row of the show, but you are front center. Like, he's literally, like... So if I'm the mic stand, he's right in front of me, right? So if you're going to be that guy, at least, you know,
at least look happy.
Give him a shot. You know what I mean? Like just give the guy a shot, listen to him. Like if you're on a date, right? I think they were on a date, the two guys. Like if you're on a date and you don't want to be there, be like, "Hey, I don't want to sit in the front, right? Can we not sit in the very front where I'm sitting? Can we sit in the second fucking row, right?" Like, because it's, I mean, sitting there, and like there's a clip of him like picking his hand or whatever, picking his calluses, like that would, and then the attitude, like the face of the attitude, just like, like that would, I get why he was, but I was looking through the comments of the thing, and everyone's like, oh, this heckler won, like he got in your head. I don't know about that, like, because I don't think so, because I mean. Maybe if you want to be like, oh, he got in your head, maybe he did, right? But even if that's the case, like he put out like 10 minutes of awesome material and like made everyone in the room except for that guy laugh. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, first of all, like the Brits are the most uptight, douchey people.
Yeah, the British suck. The British and the French can go.
And it's like those same British. He's got to be one of those guys who kind of just sits outside of the fucking royal palace with the big dildo hat on, and like everyone tries to get them to laugh. You know what I mean? With the fucking stupid red coat. You know, that's probably what he does for a living. He was a fucking jackass. Now, this is what I probably think happened. I think his boyfriend dragged him along there, and he's like super liberal, super left-leaning, right? A lot more like most gay men are, and he just wasn't having it. Akash won. I'll say this, because he didn't get the heckler to laugh. In maybe that instance, Akash didn't win there. But when you get the whole entire room to laugh, you get a viral clip, right?
Yeah.
And as a fellow Indian from me to Akash, right? We made the British look bad, right? After years of what they fucking did to us, we made the British look bad. So I count that as a win, bro.
Do you think I've never been.
I have. It sucks. Fucking boring, bro.
Yeah, I don't want to go. I actually had the option to go to Britain.
Dude, it's at least in France, even though the people in France fucking suck too. At least there's like shit to do, you know. Like,
it's beautiful.
I don't know about beautiful. There's a lot of cigarettes and pigeons everywhere, but at least there's like shit to look at. And, like there's like Disneyland France, dude. Britain, there's a whole bunch of nothing. All right, there's a whole bunch of nothing.
That's the first.
Dude, I went when I was. Yeah, I know that's fun.
Disney,
Bro, the Eiffel Tower is boring as shit, bro.
bro.
Dude, there's nothing to do in England. Disneyland in France is 10 times better than anything in England. All you got in England is a fucking Ferris wheel, bro.
What the fuck? Holy
Bro,
shit.
Disneyland's fun, bro.
That is so
Disneyland's
funny.
fun, bro.
Disney.
Oh, fuck, bro.
Oh my god. Dude.
Right,
Oh my god. I can't believe that's the first
Eiffel
thing you
Tower's
said.
boring as shit, bro. Like,
That-
it's not.
Bro.
All right, the Eiffel Tower is batshit boring. Like, there's nothing. It's just a giant erection you look at. It's like a giant metal erection, dude.
Listen.
It's so boring to look at. The
Here-
line's long. It's a
Hear
bunch
me
of.
out,
It's just
The lines are long
it's
at
not,
Disneyland.
It's not as bad as the fucking but at least on Disneyland you go on like roller coasters and like there's food and like shit like that. There's nothing to do with that. You go look at the Eiffel Tower and she's like, oh wow, it's like it's nothing, bro. It's boring as shit. Like it's cool to like see it once and say like, yeah, I saw it, but like you can't go to the Eiffel Tower one day and then you go the next day and do the same shit. Disneyland, this is why they have multiple day passes, because you can go Universal one day and then you can go to another part of the park the next day, and then the third day you can just go try out all the food and stuff like that, right? Disneyland is fucking awesome. Disneyland is better than the Eiffel Tower.
Is there, dude? That's like the most. That's like. That is so like a white trash thing to say. Like,
dude, the Eiffel Tower is boring as shit. The Colosseum is cool. The Colosseum, I've seen the Colosseum. Yeah, I know. I've seen the Colosseum. I'm telling you, like all the wonders of the world. The Colosseum is cool, right? What else? What's another wonder? I've been to Taj Mahal. That was really fun. That was probably the best one I've been to, because there's people there. The people are nice. You're actually kind of immersing yourself in the culture, right? The Eiffel Tower is just a bunch of fucking like you said, it's just a bunch of fucking white trash. Ready? Everyone's there to take Instagram pictures now.
yeah,
It's a
correct. So I'm on your side on the Eiffel Tower thing, right? Like it's a fucking big boner in the sky. You know what I mean? Like it's nothing crazy, right? Like it's cool. Like, oh, there's the Eiffel Tower. Maybe like go have lunch under the Eiffel Tower, right? Just for the fucking to say you did it, right? I get it. But with all the shit that's in like Paris and France and all the shit you can do, all the food, the first thing you say when you think of France is Disneyland France is fucking insane. It's fucking insane, and I'll tell you why. Because we have 2 Disneylands here, right? So why the fuck would you fly to France and hang out with a bunch of French fucks to go to Disneyland when you could just do it here? You go to Disneyland, Disney World. We got one on each coast. It's close to you. It's closer to you than France, no matter where you live
LA
in America,
sucks,
right?
man.
And when you go here, you're gonna. LA does suck, right? I hate LA, but Disneyland. Not only do they have Disneyland on the LA one, they have California Adventure too, right? I don't know why the fuck you would go to France. Let me ask you a question. I'm gonna take a shot in the dark here, right? You're probably the kind of person who thinks going on a cruise is like a good idea.
No, I've never been on a cruise. I've never been on a cruise.
See, saying Disneyland France is like, that's like saying I go on cruises. Like it's putting a big fucking thing on your head saying I like to go on cruises.
Nah, I've never been on a cruise. I like to try to go on a cruise. I've never heard of like an enjoyable cruise story. Anyway, back to why I said Disneyland France was the first thing. For one, I went there years ago when I was a kid, so that was the first thing that popped up in my head, right? So it's not like I'm going to be planning a trip to France with the intention of going to fucking Disneyland, right?
Oh man.
Right? But
Keep
I'm
going.
just saying,
Sorry,
I'd
keep
rather
going.
go to Disneyland France than the Eiffel Tower at this point in my life. All right, like if I had a girlfriend and like we were deciding what you have one day, like I would, and she's like, I want to see the Eiffel Tower. I'm like, no, we're gonna go to Disneyland France instead for the day. I'm not going. Like the Eiffel Tower is batshit boring, bro.
Okay. See, listen, I hear what you're saying, right? But that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about the British and the French and traveling to those countries, right? And the first thing you said when you think of France, right? The first thing, there's so much shit in France. There's Versailles, there's all this cool shit. There's all these museums. You got all this shit. First thing you go, Disneyland, France. Dude, that is literally that's like, like if I feel like I'm at Applebee's. You know what I mean? Like that's a great. I didn't even know they had a Disneyland.
It's fucking awesome, bro. I went there.
Now.
It's awesome, dude. It's better than anything else in Britain, bro. There's nothing. That's what I'm saying. That's more so my point. All right, fuck it. All right, my bad. Disneyland France. I went to that big fucking Ferris wheel, the London Eye. That bullshit in England. Boring as shit.
Mm-hmm.
It's so slow. It takes forever. It's Disneyland France shits on everything, right? The Queen's house, right? That's also boring. Once again, it's just a bunch of.
Mm-hmm.
I think I figured it out. Akash Singh, that gay heckler, right? Didn't laugh.
Mm-hmm.
I think everybody in. Remember when people used to say the Queen was like really homophobic and shit like that?
Mm-hmm.
Because she didn't want gay people to be in her house. I think the Queen just wanted the gay people to be outside of their house because those gay people don't laugh. Gay British people already have something up their ass. Now, the gay ones, they definitely have something up their ass, but more, right? They don't laugh. And I think Akash Singh, I think that point proved it. That those gay people, that the Queen has just been using gay people to guard the building, right? I think that's where we're at, bro. I think that is the most logical thing. Bro. And it's why she's never let gay people in the building because they've done such a good job of not laughing. You can't get those fuckers to laugh or shit. You can't get none of them, right?
Listen, with every word you say, you just become more and more. Like, I'm convinced you're white trash now. Because, hear me out. Not only did you do the fucking Disneyland France thing, right? But once we start going into that, you're like, man, I don't want to fucking get clowned on this anymore. Let me find a scapegoat, and the scapegoat you pick is the gays.
That's not a scapegoat. Well, we were talking about Britain, right? Disneyland France is whatever, all right?
No, you know what you did.
All right, fine.
You know what you
fuck
did.
It. Then fuck him. I'd rather go to Disneyland France and look at the Mona Lisa like a fucking idiot. All right, I said it. There you go. Yeah, the Mona. What? Yeah, who the fuck wants to look at that ugly bitch? No,
Dude,
the bitch is
come
ugly.
on.
All right, she has no chest in the photo.
That's not what.
Not happening.
No. It's the
boring.
And
all right, that's fucking boring. I can go and.
You're not supposed to jerk off
NFTs,
to the Mona Lisa, dude.
First of all, NFTs have ruined the value of art for me. All right, like now everything to me is just a digital fucking image.
What the fuck are you talking about?
To me, now art is just whatever, right? Because NFT. Everybody.
What are you talking
Hold
about?
on. Let me catch myself. Let me explain that. All right. Everybody has been trying to pass everything as art, right? So traditional art. First of all, I never cared. I don't care. But traditional art doesn't hold much value to me anymore because NFTs have completely ruined what art is to me, right? Which is why first of all, the Mona Lisa to me is not even that great of a painting. I've seen cooler shit done on Photoshop. There's way more talented people now, right? A picture of some ugly broad isn't impressive. That's why, like I said, Disneyland France is better than the Mona Lisa. All right, it just is. There's great food in France. I don't remember it. I went so long ago. All right, but the Mona Lisa is, like I said, it's just boring. You stand in a big line to look at a picture for 3 minutes. It's boring.
What I will say is the value of beauty is not the same anymore. To bring it back full circle, because we'll talk about you being fucking secret white trash later on because this is crazy. But to bring it full circle, women just are all beautiful now.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like the fat ones, we were talking about the Down syndrome Victoria's Secret model, like the fatties, like everyone's beautiful now. Why can't the Mona Lisa be beautiful too? She's one of them. She's a woman. All women are queens. All women are beautiful. Right?
Okay, sure. Okay, yeah. Why? What's your point? Like, would you crank one out to her? No. Like, I don't care, bro. Like, I don't fucking care. Like, it's a fucking painting, dude. It's a fucking painting that that people just go stare at. It's stupid. It's like I appreciate. I'll appreciate like the. Like, we do comedy, right? And there's an art behind it, and people can call what we do stupid. So I'll appreciate the craftsmanship that goes behind it. But we're overrating this broad, right? Like she's like a 10, all right? She's a soft. In your words, she's like a soft 4, right? There is a lot of better things I can be doing with my time in France than to wait 2 hours to look at a picture for 3 minutes. All right.
Yeah, it's not that she's hot. Again, you're showing your fucking. It's just glaring on this episode. Like I've learned so much about you here in the last 20 minutes. Like from fucking. This is not. The Mona Lisa is not.
I never said she was,
bro.
but I'm just saying there's nothing. Okay, but all I am saying is that it's a boring fucking photo. There's nothing valuable I can go look at that picture at Google Images. All right, being 40 feet away from the fucking photo, all right, when people are trying to when you're in a crowded fucking line is not pleasing to me. That's boring. That's boring to me. All right, like I'll go oh, I saw the Mona Lisa live, right? And the reason I fucking brought up NFTs is because NFTs have done the same thing to me, where now all art is just fucking stupid. What we're trying to pass as art for money is just fucking stupid. Okay. Where I'm seeing pictures of monkeys on Molly getting sold for $1 million is now why I don't value the Mona Lisa like how it should be, right? Because there's nothing and it made me think maybe NFTs have just exposed art as just being a fucking paintings as just being a fucking joke, right? There is 10 times better people. People can make such cooler shit off of Fiverr, all right? And now we glamorize over this shit for absolutely no reason. So that's my point. I think there's some NFTs that actually look. Listen, if the Mona Lisa became an NFT, everyone would be shitting on it. You know what I mean? So that's why I just don't care. I would rather go to Disneyland than look at the Mona Lisa. That's just my point. Actually, I'll double down on that. I'd rather go to the Disneyland France, all right, than look at the Mona Lisa and go to the Eiffel Tower. That's how boring both of those are. It's a fucking snooze fest.
Bro, that's hilarious. I'm literally in shock about the Disneyland France as something I probably will never forget, and then the NFT thing too. NFTs have ruined art for me. What in the world? Yeah, man. I think. So let's see. If you're going to Italy,
going to
Colosseum,
Colosseum,
what are you gonna do? What are you
going to the Colosseum, going to what's that place called? Begins with a V. I forgot. I went there. It's where all the churches are, and it's its own little. Yeah, I've gone to. I like the Vatican. People there are really nice. Go try all the traditional food. And then go to Disneyland Rome, right, to top it all off. I'm just playing.
Damn.
I'm just
Dude,
playing.
so what's your...
I'd go to the Coliseum. The Coliseum's cool. Try all the ice cream and shit there. I did that. I tried all the food. Yeah,
the ice cream?
The gelato. Yeah,
gelato or whatever they make.
It's good.
Yeah.
What else did I do? See, the history there, the museums and shit there are really cool because it shows like like war and
Yes.
like the gladiator, like all that type of shit, right? So I know I really enjoyed my time in Rome. I did not. First of all, I'm also scared of pigeons, and they're just everywhere in France. So yeah,
You're scared of pigeons?
they're just air rats.
Why?
I'm
Yeah, you sound like my mother.
Yeah, I
sound
don't
like my mother.
pigeons, bro. And they're just everywhere in France. So
Do you like? Are you scared of like?
yeah,
rodents?
I don't like, aside from like dogs. I'm not really a big fan of animals in general.
So you're like, I don't like. Do you like cats? Are you a cat guy? Yeah, I'm not.
Yeah, they scare
cats
me.
Fucking suck.
Yeah, I love
I love
dogs
dogs.
too. Yeah, but aside from that, I'm not a big.
Um,
I got like a pet monkey. That'd be pretty cool.
yeah. What's weird?
Like just like one of the
How
small ones you
big?
see on YouTube. That's like on your shoulder and shit. Huh?
Like a little capuchin. Like a little
Yeah,
capuchin
I
monkey?
don't know, but like those types, I wouldn't. I'd be down for that.
Yeah.
Just gotta feed them a lot though.
I think I would not want a monkey. But what's weird is the predominant. I feel like more guys who like live alone. Like my friend, one of my best buds, just got a cat
Ew.
like for himself.
Yeah, what the fuck?
You know what I mean? Yeah, I mean it's a cute cat. Like I'm not a cat guy. I don't like cats, but like it's cute for a cat, and it seems like it's fine. But like, I don't know. I would.
Yeah.
It's something I would never do. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like a cat is what you get when like you move in with a lady, and they're like, I want a pet, but I don't want a dog, and like you want the dog, you know, and like but like if you're gonna, if it's a hill you're not gonna die on, which for me I would, but like if you're a fucking soft, like fucking baby back bitch, like okay, let's get the cat. You know what I mean? Like I don't understand all these dudes willingly getting cats. Like it's
Yeah,
strange
that's
to me.
a fucking. That's a British thing to do, bruh. They got some cats. That's a very British thing.
British thing to
Seems
do.
like the British.
Or they get like the big fucking lame ass, like a British person would have a lame ass dog, like one of those like the inbred fucking bulldog, like who can't even breathe. You know what I mean? Like you have to like burp it for 45 minutes to make sure it doesn't die every day. Like those poor fucks that are just inbred to all shit. You know what I mean? Like that's a British, and then it's like, oh, this is my dog Jasper. It's like fucking, it's just like kill me. Like that's the kind of dog a British person would get, and they'd be like, oh, he's so great, I love him, and they just love watching him like hate his.
The
life.
British love
That's what they
inbreeding,
do.
man. They fucking love inbreeding. It's why
They love it.
it's why they hate Meghan Markle so much,
Like-
or whatever her name is, because she stopped the inbreeding cycle in that family.
Yeah. I just don't understand. It's so weird that there's a group of people who like worship these people, like the royalty. Like they get mad if anything poor is said about the royalty. They like watch them get married. They do all this shit, and it's like there's no reason for it. There's literally no. They don't even have entertainment value. Like they killed what's her face.
Mhm.
They killed Diana. Like they murdered that bitch. Like they don't have entertainment value. They're not fun. They don't bring anything to the table. Like all these British people are just happy to give like tax money so these people can be rich as fuck. It's so strange. It's so strange. It's like a cult. They're like, oh, they love us and we love them. It's like, why? I don't
The
understand.
monarchy doesn't have any like power in government anymore, right? In the British government.
No, it's purely.
I mean, we kind of do the
symbolic.
same shit in America with the Kardashians, right? Like,
But they at least put out a show every week, right? And they at least attach their name to like fucking skincare products and like at least provide some value. Like I'm not a Kardashian person, right? But they at least like make moves and do things and like make sex tapes and like fucking they do things, right? the royal family just literally fucking sits around and like hates their lives and like is British, and they go out and party sometimes, but like when they go out and party, like they have to take the cameras away from everyone, so there's not any like bad photos of them. Like it's a fucking they don't contribute anything to like even entertainment, to anything. Like there's no value provided.
Maybe now that the Queen's dead, maybe they're gonna get their own like little reality TV show. That'd be pretty interesting to kind of see what goes on. Like if it's like a complete shit show in there, right? Maybe the Queen was just like kind of embarrassed.
Well, I bet you that's part of why those two left. Like they left and live in Santa Monica now. Like I think they just want to like be famous and like you know she's like an actress. Like she's like a fucking psycho actress. Like all actresses are like look at me people. You know what I mean? She's like, "Oh, look at me, look at me, look at me." Like she wants that, and she probably wanted to bring in like cameras to the royal family. That was probably a point of tension. Also the fact she's black. I don't think they like that, but I think that was probably, and then so they dipped, right? So I don't think we're ever going to see the royal family. Like I don't think we're going to get an inside, because they're doing a lot of shit. Like that one guy was fucking kids on Epstein Island. The Queen was married to her cousin. You know, and that's just what we know.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, bro. They don't have any merch or anything like that. The Queen, and
I don't think it's officially licensed by them. No, probably not. I don't think you can get like a like a hoodie. Maybe you can, but like with the with the Queen, like with her stupid
use code
angry
incest
face
for 15% off. No.
Yeah. Use code Murder Diana for $25
Get a
off
BOGO.
your first purchase.
Just dumping all the Meghan Markle fucking merch. You can get a BOGO, buy a Prince Harry one, get 2 Meghan Markle ones free.
Yeah. I think it's a shady thing too. I think they're like, because they killed the chick. They killed Diana. The guy's fucking kids. Like I think it's not a good.
I know. I think
it's not like
Andrew Schultz had this as a point on his special with Trump having his own merch. I think every single like world leader should have fucking merch, bro. Like that'd be fucking awesome. Like imagine the merch from Israel, Palestine.
What would Putin's merch be? What would Putin's merch be?
I don't know. Probably some disrespectful Ukraine shit.
Like just a hoodie or like a hat where it's like, have you seen those bumper stickers where it's like a guy like fucking something and it's like fuck whatever? You know what I mean? It'd be like that with like the Ukraine flag.
Yeah. That one.
Israel Palestine would be a good one too. China. What do you think?
China would be like we own time. Well, China would be like all of our merch is like made home, or it's like sourced out of China. Yeah. Yeah. The China merch is just made in China. That's all their merch. That's all the Chinese merch.
They'd have a bunch of LeBron merch.
A shit ton of LeBron. John Cena. A lot of John Cena merch from China. Oh my god.
Do you think there would be like underground merch? So like people would like put out the merch of the guy in like Tiananmen Square, like standing in front of the tank.
The alternative Chinese
T-shirt.
The alternative. That's what the Taiwanese are putting out. That's what Taiwan's merch is.
Yeah, that'd be Taiwan's merch.
How about like Somalia? They don't have merch. It'll just be a bunch. Their merch is just all like the defective shit that came out of China. Just all the shit with the holes. It's just no
Somalia
T-shirt.
Merch, dude, is
everyone.
Somalia merch is those is those chips they put
The
in our
Somalian
phones,
merch,
dude.
like the Somalian and like Ethiopian merch. It's not well, all the Somalians and Ethiopians are wearing it. It's just all the used clothes that other countries donated. It's just that's what Somalian. It's like the Green Bay Packers have won 4 Super Bowls in a row merch. It's like.
I was gonna say the losing Super Bowl T-shirts.
That's the Somalian merch. It's the teams that lost in the Super Bowl with the winning shirts. That's funny. How about what's another country that could have good merch? Mm,
You know what? You know what would be a sick like T-shirt actually is one of those. Have you, like those buses that are in India with like 40,000
I've seen those, yeah.
hanging off the side? I would wear that shirt like just around. Like just a black T-shirt with a photo of that, and like everyone's hanging on the side. I feel like that'd be pretty.
What would Indian merch be? What would the Indian merch
like,
be? That
I think it'd be like that, and then like really like like that AI art that's like supposed to be trippy. It's like this is what it looks like when you're on LSD. It'd be like that of like the.
I don't think it's Buddhism in India. It's Hinduism.
Or
Shiva.
Yeah, you're right. Like the fucking
Shiva.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, that'd be their merch.
Thank you.
Canada. What's Canada's merch? Yeah,
communism.
They
don't have merch. They don't believe in it.
The Trudeau's. What's their prime minister's name? The picture of him in the blackface.
Trudeau,
that'd be some phenomenal merch.
I'd wear that too. Japan,
dude.
Japan
That'd be some,
would just be like
that
anime chicks getting fucked by tentacles. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
Japan. If Japan had country exclusive merch, they'd have the best one by far.
Yeah, or just it'd be like hentai or like.
How about the Middle East? Like, well, Saudi Arabia, we know what theirs is a fucking suicide vest. How about
dude, tell me this would be a bad T-shirt, okay? Because you can't. Just like a head, like a head, and it's been sawed off from the neck, and it's just like someone holding. It's like you see the hand holding the hair, and so all you're seeing is the hand and the head,
like an ISIS
like
beheading,
a sawed-off head from like ISIS. Yeah, that would be a fucking T-shirt right there. That would be an
that's like crazy for some country merch. You know what I mean? That's like crazy for.
Well, it'd be ISIS merch,
but they're not. Have they developed their own state yet, as they're trying to do, or no?
Well, their caliphate was. I mean, they thought they were a state. I mean, they weren't recognized by anyone, but it's like it was a very large caliphate, and then like they took over a bunch of territory. So like if you go and like Rite of Conquest, they had like their own land.
Yeah,
for sure.
Well,
for sure.
We'll give it to them.
Like
we'll give
how a lot of terrorist networks are,
where
like they're underground. We'll give
them their props. Yeah, we'll give them some merch. Yeah, we'll give them some merch. Why not?
You're allowed in our hypothetical merch conversation. Good job. Are they still around, or did we fucking did we like
who fucking knows? The U.S. funds half of these guys anyway. I don't know.
Well, that's the thing.
Yeah,
we started. It's not like we started it. Like we started the fight. We started it like we gave them. All
my comedy bit for next week is actually going to revolve around that. So make sure you guys follow the Instagram and stay tuned for that. Anyway, aside from other countries' merch, Oh, actually, here, let's end. You know what would be a great merch for France? The Disneyland France
I don't
merch.
know.
Disneyland
Fucking
France,
Disneyland.
baby. All right, guys. All right. So, Jackson, we are at an hour 20. We went about 5 minutes over. That's okay. Um, anyways, if no one has made it this far, but just in case the one or two people who have at this point, thank you. All of our socials are going to be down below as always. We're going to start in the new year. Both of us are going to start posting our comedy clips onto all of our socials, right? We'll also tell you where we would be performing if, those ever get some traction. But anyways, thank you guys for listening. Happy New Year. To wrap things up, don't get a massage by a man. When you go to France, prioritize Disneyland France. The Mona Lisa is as valuable as an NFT.
Don't.
And also don't be like me and get hit on by a bunch of gay guys at clubs. Anyways, Jackson, you got anything to say before we wrap up?
I disagree with all of those statements made. Every single one of them, actually. But I guess that's where we are today. So, other than that, enjoy your New Year. If you're fucking watching this on New Year's Eve,
don't pull a Kyle Rittenhouse. Don't go defend property. Anyways, thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you guys next week.